there's another player.
There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you.
There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you. We have received another letter from Urgathorn. I left it on that crate there. If he speaks the truth, we have little time to waste. So read the letter. To the Rangers. I have not much time to write this. I beg you move with all possible haste. A group of Uruks have come out of Dunland, but instead of passing further north as others have done, these have become the climb into Thror's Coombe. I fear they have orders involving the dwarves that still live there, especially the one called Nar. You must defend this dwarf from the Uruks. He knows much that, told to the wrong person, could be hurtful to your errand. So, off we go.
If these Uruks sees Nar, he could tell them of our errand.
If we can believe the words of Urgathorn, a party of Uruks marches towards Zudrugund. If they seize Nar, he could tell them of our errand. Or he could tell them nonsense. But I think we have no choice, Halbrand. We have to do something in case Urgathorn is right.
We have to leave at once.
We have to leave at once if we are to have any hope of arriving in time to face the Uruks, Halbrand. We may already be too late. Let me know if you are ready. And again, this is meant for a fellowship, but we can do it as a two-man.
We will travel to Zudrugund together, and at once. Once more we put our trust in Urgathorn and travel with utmost haste to Zudrugund. Will we find there a band of Uruks, as he says, or a time-wasting detour?
Did we climb this mountain for a purpose, or have we gone up it again just for the sake of it one last time? We are here and not much behind the Uruks, if that is their foul stench I sense on the air. The other rangers who came with us will approach them from the other slope, and we will rejoin them when we have scouted the heights. For now, let us continue and defeat whatever Uruks. Blah 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 blah, because Benji's activated the guy.
Sorry.
His sword thirsts for battle. He couldn't contain his excitement. There was no time to waste.
Would be some Oryx.
So again, we've got inspired greatness, just to buff us up. But if in doubt, you can always just compare your health bars and that compared to the other guys to kind of have a vague idea of who's the more powerful one. I mean, it's not always a clear indicator, but it'll give you some idea at least. Okay, so we've killed these guys. We're basically climbing up the mountain, but there's going to be occasional groups of people. Hang on, we've seen something, haven't we? Who is there? I can hear you sneaking about. Yeah, we only left them to get ganked. Luckily we caught ourselves on that.
Yeah.
Okay, one's spanked. Right, I think we're good. That is all of them. Make your way further up the mountain and find Candace on the way. It's basically like, stay. I'm going to stay here because I can't be asked. Hello. We've got some more boys. Are you just lightning him from up on the mountain?
No, that was my nature's fury and it fizzled out. It was very disappointing.
Having trouble getting it up, are you?
Yeah.
God damn it. Okay, another one down. Run up the hill. I think we might have another group or two before we get to camp.
Probably.
What do you think the boss wants with him? So they're obviously here for Nar.
Or is there?
But for what purpose, we do not know.
I mean, who would want a blind dwarf, really?
Who would want any dwarf?
What's he gonna... That's true.
Go on then. Clash of Arms.
Because why not?
Finish it.
That was a quest point
it's not as fatal as a Mortal Kombat fatality, but
yeah.
does the job. There are Uruks further up the mountain. I have heard some of their talk, and they call themselves the Grishguk. Their leader is called Nurzumgrat, and it sounds like he has come to the summit. We must fight through these Uruks, Holobrand. From above. Oh, hello.
Yeah, he said from above.
SAS Uruks just jumped off the cliff.
Yeah. Follow me to battle.
Didn't even have a parachute or anything. There is a great troll ahead. Keep climbing the path and defeat it, while I stay here and don't do anything. He's like, fuck it, I hate trolls. That's Harold Ross, but he's not going to say anything. We have to do something about this troll, Holobrand. The defender of the span keeps us from Zudrugund, where Nar and Frithgeir must be in mortal danger. So yeah, he's literally just sat on the bridge saying, you shall not pass. Well, we still have to kill it anyway to advance the quest, so...
I know, but I was just waiting.
I can't see anything behind its arse. It's like stuck here.
Don't you want to try and get on your horse and charge it off?
If only I had a war steed.
That's true, you want another one on. But,
We've got a few levels yet before we get that. Oh god. I've been kicked somewhere.
Fine.
I'm fine. He's nearly dead. I'm just nipping at his ankles. He's not really doing too much. Is he throwing rocks or something?
Yeah, he's throwing rocks and punching occasionally.
I was going to say, because he's not really doing that many melee attacks. Fight your way up the path to Zudrugund and talk to Calenglad, who somehow got behind the troll.
By doing nothing.
Still couldn't help us. Holobrand, this way. The Uruks are at the summit. We have to do something and quickly.
Let me lightning storm.
Unless you want the same as that fool, Ranger, you'll tell me where Nar is. I told you, I do not know where he is. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. Ah, more Rangers to slay. What a pleasing day this has become. Take them. But only a couple men at a time. Couple more coming in. They slowly whittle through their group of mobs. And we're going to probably have another two that will activate. Yeah, one at the back. There you go, Coneglad's coming to help me out. It's slow going whittling through these
Slow
guys,
going, yeah.
Especially with my crappy Guardian DPS. But... Come on, you're nearly there. Right, my one's dead. Your one's dead. What have we got next? What is this commotion? Uruks! Nah! Run for your life! Uruks! Let me get my axe! The bloody noob.
I wish when he walked out it was just going nah 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 nah.
Kill the Uruks.
That'd have been a lot better entrance.
So So that song probably has like the least lyrics for a song with lyrics.
Yeah.
If this is to be my end, I will finish as many of you rats as I can. There we go. So we've got an elf, a hobbit, a dwarf, and 3 men.
That'll do.
And a bog lurker. Let's not forget the contributions that's making.
Yeah, he does alright.
There we go. Nars back. Ha ha! I'm ready! Yeah, but we've killed him, mate. We're already done. That is how you slay an Uruk, but where is Thrain? He would want the honour of defeating the leader of this band, and it was wrong of us to deprive him of it. So he's still stuck in the past. Coronir's been injured. I will be well enough after a short rest, Holobrand. Help me to my feet and inside Zudrugund.
Do we need to... Oh. I was going to say, do we need to call the coroner?
He needs he needs to tell us something, but what I don't know because you ended the quest.
Was it me? Sorry. Damn it. Pulse of Harbor, it's difficult to get.
So yeah, talk to Coroner. So chapter 7.
Once again, Ergothorn has saved us a great deal of trouble.
I am pleased that you came to the defence of Zudrugund, Holobrand. Once again, Ergothorn has saved us a great deal of trouble. Why do I not feel more relieved by this? So we're going to get a housing item.
Before the attack, Nar became very agitated, and no words would calm him.
Before the attack, Nar became very excited, and no amount of calming words from Frithgear could settle him. He moved from shelf to shelf in a certain section of the library. Stop thinking rude thoughts. And in his agitated state...
thinking anything.
You sniggering a bit there. I could not even get his attention. I will point you to the shelves. Perhaps this time you will be able to find some relevant information that will help us to get to the bottom of our mysterious dwarf. The shelves are on the upper level on the north side of the library. So it's up on this side. And we have
With
to get
a ladder or something?
No, I think we just have to get around the back, don't we?
I don't remember.
Yes, it is upstairs on the back.
Yeah.
Oh, there is an upper floor, yeah.
There is another floor, yeah, but I just can't remember where to go. I think it might be like a ladder.
Up here? There we are. So more book hunting. Yep, it's over here. So we've got a collection of untidy bookshelves. You have found some pages which have been hastily torn from a larger volume, perhaps a diary or record of events, and seem to only be a few years old. It's surprisingly cold for March. Our friend the Ranger came by again today, and we spoke for a time about the situation in the north. His chief is on some errand to Mirkwood, but it seems to me that Tugon knows little of it as well. Nar has been in high spirits lately. I think he likes receiving visitors, though he does not always recognise them for who they are. Still, it seems to me he enjoys the company. He does spend a great deal of time in the mine. I only accompany him occasionally, but there are only so many times I can see Fror's stonehouse standing empty before the melancholy is too much. Nar sees it as it was, I think, so I am content to let him visit it by himself. These periods give me time to write my book, which is fine by this dwarf. I think tomorrow I will walk down to the coombe and see about picking more of the herbs that I have read about. Perhaps I will make that brew after all. It will be nice to have Nar to talk to again. Bookshelf number 2. You found a stack of loose papers, yellowed with age, which seem to have been placed back on the shelf randomly with no regard for keeping them in order. So basically like a normal library. And in the last month, a great number of the supports have fallen, giving rise to much concern among the dwarves who have stalls in Ziggle Jabal. A dozen of our stonemasons were directed to repair the supports, and trade should resume shortly. With these stonemasons went several wagons of material, chiefly unearthed stone, but also a number of fine gems, a gift to the dwarves at Ketchel. We'll see how hotly burn their forges, and if they can work the gemstones into their craft as well as we are able. Judging from the state of the next page, it is even older, and only a few words can still be read. Time we lost one of our own to the Forbidden Halls. They should seal it away and forget it was ever delved. So a bit of a cryptic message there. And third and final bookshelf. You found a book of which the cover is missing, as are many of the pages, but it has been recently read and was clearly booked back carelessly. But the beast returned that night, and the walls all around shook with the sound of its fury. The doors were barred, but the bars bent with each mighty crash of the creature's bulk, and cracks began to appear along their lengths. "We must return its youngling," cried Sella over the din, and he leapt forward, knocking aside the warriors that braced the door with their bodies. The first bar gone, and then the second. "No, Sella!" they shouted, but it was too late. The third bar fell to the floor, and Sella threw open the door. Old Stonetooth was through the doorway in seconds. Sella was trampled underfoot, along with many good dwarves that spoke against the capture of Pebblewort. It availed them nothing in the end. Stonetooth thundered down the length of the hall, braying for her young, and then an answering bleat. It drew her down side passages and steep stairways, the flagstones cracking beneath her great weight. The dwarves freed Pebblewort from his cage, and many of them ran, but those that witnessed the reunion of mother and child did not survive to tell of it. But the next day, when the dwarves ventured back into those broken halls, all was empty. Old Stonetooth and Pebblewort were never seen in those caves again, and none know where they went. But it is still said today, when the earth shakes, that Pebblewort is running beneath the mountains, expressing joy at his freedom, carving great channels in the walls of the deepest caves with his golden horn. So yeah, if the Jurassic Park movies have told us anything, don't nick the eggs.
Yeah.
So we need to talk to Coroner, I think. No, talk to Nar. Where's Nar?
Downstairs.
Oh no, but he wanders around, doesn't he? There he is. I've got broken legs though.
Congrats.
Trying to chase him down with broken legs is not the best option.
Oh, that was quite a battle, was it not?
That was quite a battle, was it not? Ah, it has been a long time since the Uruks dared to show their faces here. I must tell Thror when he comes back. He's aware that Thror has disappeared. So talk to Coroner. And let's see what he has to say.
We have a visitor here, Bal. Do you not wish to greet them?
Are they waving at you?
No.
You're engaging in unauthorised roleplay. I do not know what interest Nar could have in this variety of topics, Holobrand. A list of repairs at a dwarf hold in the White Mountains, a page from Frithgear's journal, and the story of some beast, likely more tale than true. I can think of no common thread to tie these together, just as I could not the last time we tried to make sense of the dwarf's curious behaviour. Return to Halbrand and tell him that for now, Zudrugund is safe from the Uruks. You should be able to find him among the huts on the western side of Lanark. So again, his other quest is for book 4, so we're not going to get ahead of ourselves, lest it result in story spoilers. So we might as well go back to Halbrand. So do you want a Mithril coming back to him?
Yep, it's my last one. Before I have to purchase some more.
I have to see if he can find some more on sale. So what does Halbrand have to say?
I have bad news.
Oh, he has bad news.
We have found Ergathorn. He is dead.
And Ergathorn's dead.
One of the scouts of the Occluth found Ergathorn's body this morning.
One of the scouts of the Ukluf found his body this morning, hidden behind a fall of rocks on the southern edge of the Coombe. I think he was ambushed from hiding, as Wadu was. Though it is strange he was not slain by sword or arrow or bolt. He was killed by hand, the life choked out of him. For now his body has been kept in the Hall of Making to the northeast. You should examine Ergathorn's body to see if we can learn any more of his fate. So just across the east side of town. No, it's not the Hall. It is the Hall of Making. I think it's just your icons blocking it out.
Yeah,
it's in the back. Don't know why we're dumping a corpse in the craft hall. Whatever. Face down as well. You're not even like dignified. It is as Halbrand described. The man is wearing armour of Gondor and has no sword wounds on his body, but he is dead. You notice a scrap of parchment clutched in one hand, which you pry loose and read. To the Rangers, the dwarf has already told your foe much, and I fear that it will be enough to endanger not just your errand, but the delicate situation in Dunland as well. Things are not as he thought they were, but they soon will be. He has been slowed by his uncertainty concerning the errand of your company, but not stopped. Those who swore the oath to Isildur at Eric, you know of them, and of their home beneath the Dwemerberg, but you do not know that some number of them sought to flee their curse, and came to hide in a place called the Forsaken Road, among the Lich Bluffs. If they could be made to fulfill their oath to your chieftain's forebear, all might not be lost. Not all remember the old ways, but I do. For if all that was lost, and for all those that was forgotten, I remain Ergothorn. So it's referring to Minas Ithil there, which is now known as Minas Morgul, since Mordor took up residence in that place. So bring the letter back to Halbarad. And then see what he has to say. Where is he? There he is.
Over there.
I was looking at the wrong
He
hut.
was unable to deliver that letter in life. He has done so in death.
He must have been coming to leave us that letter, Holobrand. He was unable to deliver it in life, but has done so in death. I know not who set upon him in the wilderness, far from safety, but I believe it is the foe of which he speaks, or an agent of that enemy. I believe now that Ergothorn's enemy is our enemy as well, but now at least it becomes clear. Whoever killed Ergothorn can move stealthily and strike without warning, but chooses to use neither sword nor bow. If this mysterious foe can move about without the knowledge of his prey, he may have overheard our conversations. If he too speaks with Nar, that could be the source of the dwarf's information, but twisted into a form unbeknownst to Nar himself. And it all comes back to the Oathbreakers. Is Ergothorn right? Could they be compelled to fulfill their oath? If we can learn that this is possible within the Forsaken Road, that will be a great boon for Aragorn. Speak to Radonir at our campsite in the Grove of Trees east of Lanark. Tell him I want this investigated. So again, if we just go outside of town, and just the little copse of trees just to the east where we can find Radonir, and see what silly little plan he's going to come up with next. Yeah, I can't remember how many more chapters we've got in this book, but I think we're probably close to the end.
Yeah, I think
maybe a dozen chapters or something in this one.
I feel there's going to be one more instance, I can't remember.
There's at least one more, yeah.
Halbarad's wishes are my own as well.
We will walk the Forsaken Road and see what lies within. So again, we're going to get a tapestry which we can hang on a large wall inside our house.
We must learn if anyone can compel the Oathbreakers to fulfill their oath.
So we're going to have a quest to do another instance, but I don't know about you, but I think we should take another little break here and then finish off the last bit next time. So we'll leave it there and pick up with this next time, and until then, see you guys later.
Bye.